America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please take the roll.
Councilmember Bachmann.
Here.
Councilmember Beaton.
Here.
Mayor Zielinski.
Here.
Councilmember Sullivan.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Szymanski.
Here.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Here.
Councilmember Martin Pontiac.
Here.
Interim City Manager and Finance Director.
Here.
City Attorney.
Here.
DPW Director.
Here.
Planning and Zoning, no, I'm sorry. Police Chief.
Here.
Fire Chief.
Here.
City Engineer.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Citizens' comments on agenda-related items. This is an opportunity for citizens to comment on the special meeting agenda items tonight. Is there anybody who'd like to comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Consideration of conditional offer of employment to the successful city manager candidate. Once an interview has taken place, it is expected that City Council will engage in a public discussion with the goal to select one of the candidates for conditional offer of employment. Before the final stage of the hiring process can be executed, a motion should be offered to extend a conditional offer to the candidate who secures majority of the support from council members. The offer is conditional to allow other due diligence steps to occur and to enable withdrawal of the offer depending on results of that search or research. The due diligence steps include a background check, investigation, a physical, drug screening, an additional reference check. The Michigan Municipal League will contact a background investigation through a third-party professional firm. Investigation will include college transcripts, verification, criminal history, civil court case history, lien and driving record check, credit, financial record review, and social security number trace. Because of the invasiveness of the background check and medical screens, only the top candidate moves through this process. So tonight we're going to have a discussion. I think what we'll start out by doing, we'll call on each council member to, if they have a favorite, to tell us who that is and why. We'll start out with Martin Pontiac.
Well, my stance is still the same. I like William Gamble. It still has, without a doubt, I still want him as the city council or city manager. I think he would do good in the position. I think it's time to have a younger leader here and think outside the box for once. So,
Mr. Kowalski.
I'm with the same opinion as Councilman Pontiac. I'm with William Gamble. I know he was shy with looking at us and that, but I think he's had a lot of experience that he's got to grow into a position like that, and I think he'll be a good fit for the young people that are being hired in Manistee. So I'm for William Gamble.
Mr. Szymanski.
Well, I am for Mark Miller. I think that from a qualifications from his resume and from the answers that he provided during the interview, in my scoreboard, he came out on top on both of those categories against the other two candidates. His responses to our questions were decisive, they were concise. He answered the questions. I think, Mr. Gamble is young. I do agree that he certainly has potential, and he did a lot better this time than he did the first time with the interview, but I'm just not comfortable that he has the level of experience. He's really never supervised anyone. And he, again, he missed a lot of the questions. I mean, he literally talked, but didn't really answer the question that was asked. So that's my opinion.
Yes, sir.
Nick pretty much summarized my thoughts pretty well. I like Mark Miller. I've never met him until that day. I like his answers, I like his eye contact, I like his succinctness of his answers. I believe he has experience and ability to lead. Mr. Gamble, nice guy. He'd be my second choice. Distant second, I gotta say, but he would be my second choice. Nice guy, but I think he lacks the maturity and the experience to lead us where we're gonna go. But for me, right now, my choice is Mark Miller.
Ms. Beaton?
I really favor William Gamble over Mark Miller. He brings a lot of city management skills to the table. I mean, he's had experience since 2015, so he's taken on a lot of things that the city manager does, and he has to. I mean, it's a big city compared to the city of Manistee. There's 60,000 people there, and it's surrounded by heavily populated other areas. There's a lot of competition for things in that area. I was impressed with being the associate director of the Michigan Coalition for Advanced Manufacturing. He managed an 8-college consortium that was awarded $24.9 million grant from the Department of Labor to develop capacity and for advanced manufacturing career pathways. We have basically been built on manufacturing in the city of Manistee. I think that's kind of a plus. He's also been instrumental in Parks and Rec. And he's written, he listed the 7 grants that he was successful at getting. I think he brings a lot to the table. So I'm very much in favor of him since he's actually stepped up and served in that capacity in the role when the city manager is absent. And he's obviously working hand in hand and knows very closely what a city manager does.
Ms. Sullivan?
I am for William Gamble as well over Mark Miller. He had a great resume. He's got experience in city management, and basically I'm not going to vote for Mark Miller just to save face because everybody works with him and we're buddies. He doesn't have the experience, and I wasn't impressed with his interview because he knew all the answers that we were looking for. I didn't even take notes because I was bored with it. So, for Mr. Gamble.
Well, it appears we have a consensus already. I'm going to read the motion, and we'll take a vote. At this time, council could take action to make a conditional offer of employment to Mr. Campbell and direct the MML to complete a background investigation. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please take the roll.
Councilmember Beckman?
Yes?
Councilmember Beaton?
Yes.
Mayor Zelinski?
Yes.
Councilmember Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Szymanski?
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski?
Yes,
Councilmember Martin Pontiac?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. At this time, council could take action to authorize the interim city manager to initiate discussions with Mr. Gamble on terms of a mutual acceptable employment agreement. Such agreement will be presented to city council for approval prior to execution. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion or concerns?
well, I'd like to see, rather than an interim manager or manager doing these agreements, that the council do this. I feel it's a lot better, we know what we want, and I know they can present the facts and all that, but I think we need to sit up here and talk to that gentleman, what we want to give him.
I think, is it possible to have a closed door session just with council to go over the terms? No?
Have to be.
Oh, well, then we'll have to do it in public. I do agree. I think we should part of the process a little bit more. I didn't feel like I got all the right correspondence that I needed to understand what was going on with the last candidate. So
Do you have any suggestions there, Mr. Brett?
We did make sure, though, we redrafted the conditional offer of employment from the one that we had previously, so that this one clearly says that final say and final approval is, of course, council's. That wasn't expressly stated in the last one, it is in this one. So whatever Mr. Bradford or I may discuss with Mr. Gamble, ultimately it comes back to council and you decide whether or not those terms are acceptable. It's kind of difficult, I think, in some respects to have 7 people and 1 individual negotiating a contract at an open meeting of a public body. It's somewhat problematic, but, you know, I mean,
I'm
obviously that's
okay
up to
with if we
council.
get a copy of it before it's sent to him.
Oh, and we will, right, Mr. Bradford? We'll receive information on the.
I'll certainly keep council apprised as to the status of the negotiations. I guess I would ask George if that's appropriate to send a copy of a draft agreement prior to it being considered in public session.
Yeah, it's appropriate, it's not a violation of the Open Meetings Act, as long as when that's sent to council, council doesn't discuss it between themselves. It's just a communication from Mr. Bradford to you.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, please take the roll.
Councilmember Martin Pontiac?
So are we saying who we want or just
No,
voting
this
yes?
is about the agreement.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Szymanski?
Yes.
Councilmember Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Zelinski? Councilmember Beaton?
Yes.
Councilmember Bachmann?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Concerns and comments. This is the citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for citizens to comment on municipal services, activities, or areas of city involvement. Citizens in attendance shall be recognized by the mayor for comments, limited to 5 minutes. Letters submitted to council will not be publicly read. Do we have any citizens that have any concerns or comments tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to officials and staff. Bradford.
I have nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Attorney.
Nothing, Your Honor, thank you.
Laura.
Nothing, Your Honor, thank you.
Fire chief. Police chief. Engineer. I don't even want to call it him. DPW.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Are you sure? I'm sure. Oh, come on, we can't start the next meeting until 7 o'clock. Say something. Who do I miss? I don't see Kelly back there. Did I get everybody? I think just 7. Council members, do you have anything further on this?
No.
I do.
Oh, go ahead.
I would actually like to thank all of the council members for coming to a consensus and giving a final vote of approval to the candidate. I think that was really a very good thing for us all to do. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other council members? Sorry, I'm not calling you by name, but if you have something, speak up.
I do. I don't know if you want me to do this now or later at the other, but I see with the Manistee Rotary disbanding, I think we should send them a letter of thanks for all the years that they worked for us and did a lot for the city of Manistee.
I would agree with that.
I see Mr. Bradford writing. I'm sure he'll take care of that. Anything else? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second?
We will be back at 7 o'clock for the work session.